So Thursday was simply a day where everyone tried to do their best Leonardo from Wolf of Wall Street impression, and then one up the guy in front of him. Emeka Ibuka started things off early Thursday morning by saying, "I'm not leaving Ohio State." And then you see Dan Lanning come out with a video saying, "I'm not leaving Oregon." And Quinn Ewers want to get into the fun as well by saying, "I'm not leaving Texas." And that is what we're here to discuss. Quinn Ewers is back on the 40 acres for 2024. What does this mean for the Longhorns as they make the jump over to the SEC? And what does this do for Quinn Ewers' draft stock going into 2025? If you were new here, well, welcome on into the channel, people. Thompson, I'm a radio show host based in Houston, and I talk college football daily. So if this is the type of content you enjoy, plus anything going on with the transfer portal, arguably the largest coaching search since 2007, and a bunch of other nonsense, simply because the clock has struck zero on 2023, does not mean that we are going from 100 to zero like overnight. So make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Leave a comment telling me your thoughts on Quinn Ewers strapping it up for the Longhorns in 2024. What's their overall record? Expect them going into the SEC. Tell your friends, your family, your mortal enemies, your best of pros. The drunk dude passed out in a Buc-ee's parking lot, plus Longhorn faithful and college football aficionados everywhere about this channel, because we are on the race to become the #1 YouTube show in college football daily. Go ahead and follow me on social media at Mr. Cole Thompson. That way, conversations surrounding our favorite sport never have to stop flowing. Okay, so Quinn Ewers strapping it back up, reuniting with Steve Sarkisian, and looking to go on run was the Longhorns making their long-awaited debut in the SEC. This is big. This is very monumental for the Longhorns, simply because you have stability at the quarterback position. Yes, there were rumors and speculation that he potentially could go pro, because honestly, at this point, what more do you have to prove from your pedigree in Austin? You won a Big 12 title. You continue the college football playoff. You led your team to a 12 season, and you had epic numbers, especially when you were on the brightest stage in Arlington against Oklahoma State. 458 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. Okay. But it was very clear, I think, by most people, that Ewers always was thinking about coming back. And the reason why is simply because why not go up against the best competition? Do me a favor. Look at Ewers' numbers this year, look at his production, and then compare it to the other guys that are entering the NFL draft. Guys who are going to be household names at the next level, hopefully as franchise faces. Michael Penix Jr., Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Sam Hartman. You can easily throw in Drake May, throw in a bunch of other names as well that's slinging around the yard like no one's business. And then you have Quinn Ewers. Where does he fit in that inclusion? Where does he fit among the greatest of the greats? Where does he reside in terms of draft stock? You know where he does reside? Back in Austin, because next year he could easily start off by being QB1. I think that that's the thing that not a lot of people are paying attention to. Going into the next season, everyone is going to have the opportunity to prove to the college football community and to NFL scouts everywhere. You know what? I am the best option for a franchise at the next level. Go ahead and draft me #1 overall. You have Carson Beck. You have Shedeur Sanders. You have Riley Leonard. You have Dylan Gabriel. You have equally, I would say, J.J. McCarthy, should he come back, and a ton of other names that are looking to prove that they are the top passer in next year's class. But arguably, the conversation starts with Carson Beck and Quinn Ewers. And so now that he's coming back, you have the ability to build off your resume, bolster your stat line, play in the toughest conference in all of college football, and eventually prove to the world, yeah, I am that good. Plus, more importantly, now Texas goes into the SEC with a veteran quarterback. That is substantial. As much as we talk about what Jackson Arnold could be in Norman, Oklahoma, losing Dylan Gabriel as you make the jump to a brand new conference where the slogan literally screams, "It just means more," is a little heartbreaking, simply because you want stability, you want continuity, and you want team chemistry. Something that will take a little while for a guy like Jackson Arnold to build. Something that would take a little while for a guy like Arch Manning to build, or really any quarterback for that matter. Steve Sarkisian already knows what Quinn Ewers can do. Ewers already knows the offense to a team. And more importantly, he'll be able to do it against tougher competition, to where anybody who has a blip on the radar about what his status is has to go ahead and eat crow in the process. But also, this is really big because this will be a year going up against stiff competition where you can prove that you stay healthy. The last 2 years, there have been the injury concerns. 2022, he misses 3 games with a shoulder sprain. 2023, he misses 2 games because of a shoulder injury. So 5 games off his radar, 20 total starts in 2 years with the Longhorns. It's enough to say you feel confident about the direction you're going in as a player at the next level. But if you can get as many reps as humanly possible, plus you're also only 20 years old, you entered college early. So this really is your true junior year. 3 years running an offense, 3 years understanding concepts, 3 years of building relationships and putting up ample production. Scouts will look at that and say, this is the version of Quinn Ewers we are going to get at the next level. Now, many people are probably turning to themselves and saying, well, what will Ewers look like? No more Xavier Worthy, no more Adonai Mitchell, no more Jatavion Sanders, no more Jonathan Brooks, no more Jordan Whittington as a reliable slot receiver. I don't think enough people pay attention to Texas when it comes to the recruiting trail. They have an emerging superstar waiting in the wings for his opportunity to fly. Jonte Cook. Cook is going to be cooking defensive backs every single Saturday. He has the speed, the elusiveness, the hands, the catch radius, everything that you look for in terms of a qualified number 1 receiver. You also have, in my opinion, at least a veteran tight end in Gunnar Helm. He's already gotten reps. You already know what he's bringing. You know what you have in the running back for him. Alfred Blue. You also bring in, not Alfred Blue. Jaden Blue. Alfred Blue was, of course, a Texans player. Texans makes a lot of sense. Jaden Blue and CJ Baxter. That's a 1-2 combination that was able to pave the way all the way to New Orleans after Brooks went down with a torn ACL. You also brought in a very reliable target in Matthew Golden via the transfer portal. Superstar at Houston, special teams ace, going to eventually reside in Austin, whether that be in the slot or whether that be on the outside. Maybe he's the Adonai Mitchell 2.0. Plus, you added in a ton of talent over the last 2 years at wide receiver, and it really would not shock me if another pass catcher resides on the 40 acres before the season comes to a close, whether that be this transfer portal cycle, whether that be next transfer portal cycle. They're going to add in a veteran talent. Plus, everyone knows if Ewers is the answer, then there's your answer when it comes to QB1, QB2. So you feel good about where Texas resides. Stability at the offense, continuity when it comes to the quarterback position, and most importantly, veteranship at the most quintessential position that you need to be stable on Saturdays in the SEC. The other question that a lot of people are going to turn to, what happens to Arch Manning? Let me tell you a little story. Arch Manning comes from the Manning family. You've probably heard of them, Archie, Peyton, Eli, even Cooper has gotten a little bit of accolades. They commit to people. They don't commit to schools. They commit to people. The reason why Peyton Manning went to Knoxville, Tennessee was because of the teachings of David Cutcliffe. The reason why Eli Manning went to Oxford was because David Cutcliffe took over as the head coach. The reason why Arch Manning is down in Austin is not because he thinks Texas is an elite program. It is, I will guarantee you that, and most people would be flabbergasted to say otherwise. It is one of the best programs in college football, and it also is a program on the come up, but he is there because Sark is there. And as long as Sarkisian is calling the plays on the 40 acres, running out of the tunnel at DKR, they could be in the SEC, they could be in the ACC, they could be in the AAC or an independent, and Arch Manning would be there. Quinn Ewers could come back in 2025, and I still believe Arch Manning would be there simply because he's committed to the craft about what Sark preaches. And so I don't worry about it. And if you've heard him anytime, if you listen to this show, you know this too. He has already said, I never thought of entering the transfer portal. I always want to be in Austin. I'm okay with sitting for one more season if it means I get to play underneath this coach. So the good news is, guess what? You have Arch Manning for the foreseeable future, thus laying the foundation for you to be able to watch him grow, watch him develop, have him learn the playbook another year, see the level of competition in the SEC, and then eventually when 2025 rolls around, he'll come out week 1, guns a-blazing, ready to go. It worked pretty well for a quarterback down in Athens, Georgia. He just led his team to an undefeated regular season, plus a 13th win over Florida State in the Orange Bowl. I think that if Carson Beck can sit for 2 years behind a quarterback that maybe you feel you're better than, I'm pretty sure that Arch Manning is okay with it. Big time get for the likes of Texas. Big time move for the future of the Longhorns as they make the jump to the SEC. But most importantly, Quinn Ewers saying, I'm not leaving, might be what exactly the doctor ordered down on the 40 acres. You get a quarterback, you get stability, you get veteranship, you get continuity, and most of all, you keep your college football playoff hopes alive in a brand new era of Longhorn football.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. Don't hit the X button yet. Make sure you hit subscribe to keep up with all of our daily content found on Just Saying It and anything else that we post on this channel. Bye.